Hello, and thank you so much for joining us at Ignite 2020. You know, it's a little bit different, obviously, being virtual. And while I really do miss actually being able to see all of you and interact and talk to all of you, it's fantastic that we're able to get so many more people to join us for this event. Now, this is going to be focused on product and our roadmap to a more secure tomorrow. And I'm really excited to share with you, as I do at every Ignite, the really great product work my team's been working on, and to share a few new things that we've never talked about publicly before. And so with that, let me just recount some of the pieces, trends really, that Nikesh, Nir, Amit, and others have really been talking about around this, I'll call it new normal of remote working, the shift to the cloud and really the accelerated adoption of cloud that we've been seeing over the last few years. And certainly what I see is a very critical need, really bordering on necessity, of leveraging more and more data, AI, and automation as part of the tool set that we have as security professionals to deal with the attack landscape that we face today. Now, if we start with network transformation, and specifically how we secure this network transformation, it's useful, I think, to start with a view of how we sort of built up over time to the point where we are today. And that point is actually not a particularly good point. You know, the sort of fractured approach to digital transformation that has been building up over the years has led to complexity. It's led to disjointed architecture. It's led to security gaps. And it's, quite frankly, time for a new approach. And that approach is something that we've been working on over many years. You know, this is not something that happens overnight. And I believe that this platform approach that we've been working on is the right approach to solve this problem. Specifically, being able to take hardware form factors, software form factors, and cloud delivered, and across all of those in a very consistent way, deliver a set of security services that are enterprise class, that are integrated, that are comprehensive, and only in this fashion are you able to actually truly adopt a new network security architecture. Otherwise, this fractured approach doesn't work. And let me just call your attention to a couple of things here. You may notice a couple of security services that weren't there just a few months ago. In July, we announced IoT security as an integrated security offering within our firewall as a platform. And just last week, we announced DLP as the latest attached security service across these products. Really excited to see the build out of these security services. And again, you can consume them consistently and manage them from a single control plane across all these form factors. Now, the one that you probably noticed as being the most new in all of that is what we in the industry are calling SASE, or Secure Access Service Edge. The pronunciation of that is a little bit funny, but this is actually a really important trend. It's a trend toward being able to leverage the cloud to deliver security and network out to branch offices, retail offices, remote workers, mobile users, et cetera, in a consistent way. And so we start with Prisma Access, which is really how we deliver all of those security capabilities from the cloud. Our full enterprise security stack available as a service to you to reach all of these users. And importantly, being able to secure all applications, whether those applications are in your data center, are hosted in public cloud, are consumed as SaaS, or even just securing traffic going out to the internet to make sure that users stay secure. Now, we combine that with network as a service, integrating our CloudGenix SD-WAN capabilities, leader in this the quadrant around next-gen SD-WAN, recently placed there, extremely proud of that, combining it with a cloud network, global in nature, 100+ POPs around the world, purpose-built for moving traffic quickly, connecting users to applications very quickly. And so we combine these together. We make it easy for you to consume them in concert. And we're seeing just tremendous adoption of this architecture, again, primarily driven by the acceleration of secure remote workers and cloud adoption. Now, one of the pieces that's important about this is this becomes a big part of your network. And so how do you have visibility into how the service is operating for you? And for that, I'm extremely excited to announce Prisma Access Insights. We've been running this as a community trial for the last few months. We thought we would have a handful of users sign up for it. And in fact, we've had over 500 Prisma Access customers trying it out. And now we're able to offer it to all Prisma Access customers. So let's take a look at this great offering.
Welcome to a quick overview on Prisma Access Insights. Prisma Access securely connects home users, mobile users, and remote offices to the internet, cloud applications, and data centers with industry's best-in-class security. Prisma Access also integrates with CloudGenix's next-gen SD-WAN to provide the industry's most comprehensive SASE solution, automatically connecting branches to Prisma Access. Prisma Access Insights provides granular visibility, advanced data correlation, real-time alerts, and auto-remediation of issues to help maintain a robust deployment. The flight path view of all mobile users provides visibility into the health and consumption trends of Prisma Access locations. Visualization trends on policy changes and bandwidth consumption help in making proactive business decisions. In essence, Prisma Access Insights provides advanced analytics and rich actionable data that simplifies the management and monitoring of your SASE solution. Thank you.
Awesome. Look, I'm really excited about making this available to all Prisma Access customers. And I'll even add one more little never before disclosed piece of this, which is we are also actively working on the first add-on module to Prisma Access Insights already, which will focus on the digital experience monitoring, or effectively the end-to-end connection from the user to the application, and being able to see in real time the quality of that connection and how to address any potential issues that might exist there. So putting a lot of energy behind this, we think is an absolute fantastic add-on to Prisma Access. Now, one more piece when we talk about network transformation, 5G. And I'm actually not talking about this kind of 5G, which is probably what all of us maybe as individuals care about, cell phones that run faster, but actually what 5G is enabling from an enterprise perspective. 5G has the potential to really revolutionize how enterprise networks work as well. Whether that's a new connectivity method for branch offices, whether that's enabling new connected devices, connected products, or even actually building up private wireless networks for manufacturing, utilities, and other industries. And so as that happens, security becomes super important. And today, I'm excited to announce an industry first of 5G security from Palo Alto Networks. We will be able to secure 5G infrastructure itself to make sure that the traffic is running across secure infrastructure, secure the devices that connect to 5G, and secure these private 5G networks that are going to be built up where we can provide that security to many enterprises and the service providers that are running them as well. And we do all of this in a 5G native approach or architecture, which effectively is based on the containerized CN series of our next-gen firewall. And of course, the hardware form factors as well, where hardware performance and scalability is needed. So very excited about that addition to the family. Now, switching gears to cloud. Cloud adoption is happening at a rapid rate. We all see that. I think all of you see that within your companies. And the approach to cloud security, though, is one that we're very passionate about and opinionated about what that right approach is. And our approach, of course, is Prisma Cloud. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're focused on there and where we're headed. When we look at cloud, one of the sort of perspectives we have is that cloud applications are architected differently. They're architected using a greater number of tech stacks. They're multi-cloud, sometimes hybrid cloud. And so the approach to cloud security needs to take that into account. And that is why we have taken an approach of building a comprehensive security platform, one that can span across all the different tech stacks and aspects of the application lifecycle. It's one where we do understand that it's still security, and it's often your business at stake. And so best in class has to be maintained as we build this comprehensive platform. and we have to make it available across the full application lifecycle. And so with that context, we have built this cloud-native security platform that's designed and capable of focusing across cloud security posture management, cloud workload protection, cloud network security, and even recently, cloud infrastructure entitlement management. Now, stepping back for a second, this is where we were up until recently. Great product with Prisma Cloud, covering the first two big pillars of cloud security. But just last month, we announced a significant expansion to Prisma Cloud with Prisma Cloud 2.0, adding data security, web app and API security, identity-based micro-segmentation, IAM security. And what you're seeing is us build out that comprehensive aspect of this platform while still maintaining the best-in-class focus. And so let me show you a couple of these new modules to give you a sense for how incredible and useful they will be in your cloud security posture. And we'll start with data security.
We recently released a brand new Prisma Cloud data security module. We're very excited about it because it solves three big problems for customers that use cloud storage. First, do they have any publicly exposed buckets and objects? Second, do they have any malware? And third, how do they get a comprehensive security view of the cloud storage? First, the product provides visibility. The number of buckets the customer has, how many of them are public, the number of objects they have, how many of them are public, and of all the publicly exposed objects, how many of them have sensitive data such as PII, healthcare, financial information, and intellectual property. Second, the product uses the wildfire service to detect objects that contain malware. Third, unlike other siloed products in the market that only provide one aspect of security, we provide a much more comprehensive perspective in a single screen, including configuration alerts such as SS logging not enabled, audit trail of user activities, as well as data classification and malware detection inside the objects. Thank you.
That is such an important part of cloud security. You know, cloud storage has been a big challenge, actually, over the last several years, and we really aim to address and fix that and give you peace of mind. Now, the second module I want to share with you, and this is the IAM security module, which is coming soon. This is such an important part of cloud security and addresses an emerging challenge that a number of you and your cloud teams have probably seen as you adopt public cloud for your application infrastructure.
Hey everyone, Boris Watts here. Prisma Cloud is getting ready to launch the new IAM security module. Enterprises that manage large numbers of cloud accounts and resources currently struggle to gain visibility and effectively govern permissions for them, resulting in a large number of overprivileged and otherwise risky permissions. The new Prisma Cloud IAM security module addresses these challenges, first by providing broad visibility of effective permissions, secondly with monitoring risky and unused entitlements, and final recommendations of least privileged entitlement and an automated response. Also, we leverage machine learning to monitor user behavior with our UEBA capabilities. Users get simple to use yet powerful best-in-class IAM security controls across their cloud environments, seamlessly integrated into Prisma Cloud. Thank you very much.
Now, I don't know if that's enough for all of you, but there's even more that I want to share with you today and give you a sneak peek into what's next for Prisma Cloud. First, we're actively working on and building out the cloud network security pillar of Prisma Cloud. You saw the identity-based micro-segmentation, but we're actively working to integrate the rest of cloud network security into Prisma Cloud, giving you a single pane of glass for managing all of your network security policies and visibility for the cloud. That'll be really exciting. Second, we understand that with cloud, there's a strong desire to shift as much security left as possible, meaning shift it much more toward the dev and DevOps before applications are even put into runtime. And this is an area we actually have spent a lot of time investing in already. You've seen this with our container security capabilities, with vulnerability scanning and things like that. You've seen this with infrastructure as code capabilities that we released earlier this year. But this focus on shift left is actually going to result in building out a complete application lifecycle security capability within Prisma Cloud, something we think that every one of our Prisma Cloud security customers are really going to benefit from and want to take advantage of. So no slowdown from us on building out Prisma Cloud. Stay tuned as we continue to add to this wonderful platform. Let's shift gears to the third aspect of our product areas, which is Cortex. And what I'd like to talk about is how we're approaching security operations with a whole new perspective and viewpoint on challenges that we think we can uniquely solve, leveraging AI and automation. Now, it's sometimes useful to start with the approach that we see in a lot of the industry and the approach that we think is not working. And that is this sort of very reactive security model where subpar data, typically highly filtered, is pulled into multiple disparate data lakes where static detection rules are applied, which ultimately results in a very manual process that, quite frankly, all of you feel the pain of this. You simply can't keep up with all of the alerts, and you end up in a model where a lot has to be ignored, which then results in a very reactive model. And that's just not going to cut it. That does not work now, and it's certainly not going to work into the future. And so the approach that we're taking starts, of course, with prevention. The more we can prevent, the cleaner the data and the fewer alerts. From there, we focus on collecting real data and understanding that data such that we can drive our AI, ML, and analytics engines to be the most effective and most accurate possible. And third, we then leverage automation on top of that so that we really reserve the human capital for the really hard challenges. And then we try to make their job as easy as possible. And we think that through that combination, we can shift from this reactive model to a proactive security posture. Now, let me step through each of those areas quickly. First, around prevention, Cortex XDR has been focused over many years of building out this multi-method prevention capability. And I'm not going to talk through each of these individually. I just wanted to show you the extent that we go to make sure that we're really great at delivering highly accurate prevention outcomes. And again, this means fewer alerts. This means more accurate data for when you do need the analyst to be involved. Now, we take that and we add on top of it the ability to collect greater and greater levels of data from the endpoint to help us with incident correlation, investigation, response, and most recently, with the release of XDR 2.5 in September, the addition of Host Insights. And Host Insights is an incredible new module for XDR, covering a number of different capabilities like vulnerability management, application visibility, and this really cool feature called Search and Destroy. But instead of me trying to describe it, let me show you what this looks like.
Let's dive into Host Insights, a new module for Cortex XDR that consists of 3 powerful features: vulnerability management, host inventory, and search and destroy. Vulnerability management reveals your application vulnerabilities as well as current patch levels to help you assess, prioritize, and manage your risk. Host inventory offers the industry's broadest set of host data, providing you rich context for investigations, including a complete view of your users, autoruns, and more. In this case, the services window reveals suspicious services, which are potentially malware and should be removed. Often, when you find an instance of malware, you want to verify that it is eradicated across your enterprise, and for that, Host Insights has Search and Destroy. With Search and Destroy, you simply search for a file using a file path or hash, and Cortex XDR will sweep across your endpoints and display results in real time, allowing you to swiftly eliminate all threats. Altogether, Host Insights offers unmatched visibility and control to stop attacks with ease.
I think that's so cool. I hope you do as well. XDR has continued to expand and extend its capabilities so quickly and extending the value that all of you receive when you use it. So very excited about that. Now, let's shift to data and analytics, and let's start with data. These two, data and analytics, are obviously very closely correlated together. And on the data side, there's a lot of folks that talk about data. And typically when they talk about data, really what they're talking about are alerts and logs, which, yes, that is important. But that's a little bit different than actual data. When we look at endpoints, yeah, alerts and logs are a small piece, but the actual data of everything that we can see on that endpoint is really what we're talking about. When we talk about network, yes, alerts and logs, but we're talking about actual data pulled out of traffic flows so we can really analyze and understand what's happening, and so on and so forth. And this is, part of our unique approach is this focus on really understanding the data, understanding what data is valuable and is needed to drive the analytics-based outcomes. And so as we look to the future here, we're going to continue to extend the data sources. Next up is going to be threat intel data that we will be pulling in and natively using as part of our analytics. And beyond that, pulling in any data source to make available for search, query, normalization, and analytics as well. So yes, we are going to take this approach to data and extend it out to all data sources. When we collect that data, we're going to collect it into a single data lake. And by doing that, we're then going to be able to extract, transform, and most importantly, stitch that data together so that we understand how it is all related to each other. That stitching piece is really important for understanding the full story of what is happening. For example, if we see an attack, we can understand all the different aspects of it from start to finish across different data sources. That in turn then really helps us in driving the analytics on top of that. Whether those analytics are EDR, NTA, UEBA, the IOCs and behavior IOCs that we have, and coming soon, a whole new set of analytics really focused on a number of the SIM analytics use cases that we'll be able to build on top of this data, including the any data that we'll be ingesting. And so you're really seeing us extend the data and extend the analytics in order to accomplish better and better outcomes for you. Now, coupled with that then is automation, okay? Automation obviously becomes very important if we want to have a proactive security posture, because automation can happen very quickly and automatically and not wait for people. And that's where Cortex XSOAR comes in. We have this great automation orchestration foundation with real-time collaboration, case management, threat intel management that we added earlier this year, and we continue to build on top of this. Now, as I look at this, first of all, the stats are amazing. The number of automation actions that have taken place across XSOAR is incredible, over 300 million. The last time I shared this, probably about, I think 5 or 6 months ago, is 250 million. So you're seeing phenomenal growth in the number of actions that we've been able to automate with this platform. The out-of-box integrations are now over 500. And it's programmatic, so we can add more, you can add more. In the out-of-the-box playbooks, almost 500 out of the box, on top of which you can build, and we can build additional content. And all of that is important because what you're starting to see us do is really build out the additional automation use cases. We started looking at the SOC automation use cases, but over time we've been extending these out to a complete enterprise security automation platform with so many different use cases that we can now automate. It's getting really exciting. And we're making that even better. Just last month, we announced the Cortex XSOAR Marketplace. This marketplace is designed to gain contribution from the community. The community meaning all of you, many of our partners, even our own internal employees are getting into the act and building new automation use cases for XSOAR. And all of this can then be delivered through the marketplace to you. Much of it is free content, some of it is paid for, because we have companies that are putting real development effort into this, QA effort into it, and even support behind the content packs that they are making available in this marketplace. We are going to rapidly address new automation use cases with this, and I'm really excited about it. And so let me show you, again, what that looks like.
We are excited to introduce Cortex XSOAR Marketplace, which brings the power of orchestration to your fingertips. With the marketplace, you have access to a comprehensive library of automation use cases that are complete and easy to deploy. There are over 500 use cases available from an extensive ecosystem of contributors. You can easily explore use cases and discover new automation opportunities. Through the marketplace, you can automate breach and attack simulations, improve vulnerability management with rich context on assets, accelerate incident response on insider threats, reduce the time and effort to onboard and offboard employees, and much, much more. Every content pack includes a complete set of integrations, automation playbooks, and dashboards, everything you need to quickly realize the value of your automation. It just takes a single click to deploy and get started.
I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to have a significant impact on the ability to automate more and more security within the enterprise. Now, if we take those two pieces together, what you see is the building out of this proactive security platform, expanding the data sources, expanding the analytics, and expanding the automation, and building the integration layer between those, where XDR can make XSOAR better, XSOAR can make XDR better, and really excited about where we're heading with this, and I hope you are as well. Now, if we bring this back to where we started, there are a number of just really critical macro changes going on that really, for the most part, have all accelerated over the last 6 to 9 months. We are actively driving the secure network transformation that we see. We want to be your partner in enabling that to happen. We are actively driving the building of a comprehensive cloud-native security platform with Prisma Cloud. And we couldn't be more excited about the progress we're making, the investments we're making, and the roadmap we have in front of us. And with Cortex, really bringing this AI and automation focus to security operations that we think is going to be fundamentally important to the future of how cybersecurity is done. And so with that, I would like to say once again, thank you so much for your time and attention today and joining us at Ignite 2020 and continuing to engage with all of us and our teams as we go through this journey together.